Hello everybody and welcome to 5-Minute Tech Tips. This is Dave Casuto. I'm here to show you a nice little lesson on working with named ranges inside of Excel. What are named ranges and why do you want to love them? Name ranges basically gives your data labels, right? It gives it some kind of identity so you can refer back to them later on in a much faster way, but also in a more meaningful way. So for example, I have this data, it's A5 all the way through D5. And rather than saying A5 through D5, I might want to call it something. For large swaths of data, it can be very, very helpful, not only to identify it, but also rather than not having to select all of it, you just refer back to it. I'm going to show you another example of this using VLOOKUPs and possibly another video if I run out of time. So what do I want to do? I want to actually give this a name. I want to give it some identity. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. And you'll see in the upper left, I have something called the name box. So I'm just going to simply click up there, and I'm just going to type out Bloom for this particular section. I hit enter. Fantastic. I'm going to do this next one here. Click over there. I'm going to call this Hanson. I'll do one more for Smith. Highlight these. Hit enter. And if you come up to here, you will now notice I have Bloom, Hanson, and Smith. I click on that. All right, cool. And that is highlighted. Nothing too fancy, right? Not a whole lot of practicality around that. But when I use them in a formula, and again, this is just for instructional purposes, so we're not seeing anything too sophisticated. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to type out =sum, and I'm just going to simply type out BL, and then notice what pops up. Excel recognizes this as a named range. So I'm going to hit Tab to identify it, select it, hit enter, and then bam, there you go. =sum, and this I'm going to say HA, there's Hanson. Close it out, =sum, Smith, done. All right, that's pretty cool, right? Now, it took me a little bit of time to highlight all of these and do all that. So what I'd like to do is in a little more automated way. So I'm going to come to this tab down here. And what I'd like to do is have my quarter 1 through 4 also be a named range, and everything that's underneath it. So I can refer back to it or whatever it is. Now, I do not want to have to highlight everything and come back over to here and then type it all in again. So I'm going to highlight it, just these, and go over to this Formula tab, and you'll see that there is a grouping here called Defined Names. So this is all about working with named ranges. So you'll see here, there's this great one called Create from Selection. You'll look at the little tooltip. It says, automatically generate names from the selected cells. So I click on that. And you can just see here, Excel is smart enough to say, hey, create names from the values in the what? And like, oh, there it is, top row. I click OK. And not a whole lot really happens, except when we go here, we'll see, oh, fantastic. And notice how it's also put in the underscore. If it's 2 words, it has to have an underscore in it, 2 words or more. So that's awesome. You can see, fantastic, look what it's done. Okay, I'll do it one more time for these guys. Okay, this time I'm using the columns. So I go over to here, and then there it is, left column, click OK, and then go back to my name manager, go back to here, and then there you are. Okay, now the name manager will allow you to actually view everything that you've been working with. Okay, so you can delete some of these if you want to. Okay, you can create new ones from scratch if you want to. Okay, you can edit these. All right, all kinds of different things you can work with here. So you can see everything all about your named ranges. Okay, so if you stay tuned, I'm going to go ahead and do another video on VLOOKUP. And I'm going to be using named ranges in that VLOOKUP formula. And I've actually done a few other videos that I've touched on named ranges. So check those out if you need to get some review, if you've already watched this and you need to review it, or vice versa. Hopefully you're landing here after going to those videos and saying, well, what is a named range? So you can see, here's a quick and dirty way of dealing with that. Okay, and you'll see it's pretty slick. All right, so any requests you have for me or any other thoughts, please send them my way through my YouTube channel or through my LinkedIn page. And you can also find me at sftechtraining.com. And I look forward to seeing you at the next 5-Minute Tech Tip. Thanks.